Hi everyone, it's Tasleem here. I wanted to ask you, have you ever been told that you're too emotional or too sensitive? Or have you ever been given looks of extreme worry or pity because someone is really concerned how you're going to make it on this planet when you take in so much energy and you are such an empath and you feel so much, and it's like they want to help you not feel so much? Have you ever been told that you need to toughen up more, that you shouldn't cry, that have you ever been given any tactics or strategies on how to toughen up more? Maybe you're one of those people that actually says that to other people, thinking that you're helping them protect themselves, giving them strategies to be strong and not be taken advantage of. The thing is that when we encourage someone not to be sensitive or tell them not to feel so much or not to be so emotional, we're actually encouraging them to take off a part of themselves that is a gift of being human. One of the most beautiful things about humanity is that we do feel and that we do have emotions and that we are sensitive. And it's not all about being sensitive means that you get hurt. Being sensitive means that you can be, too naive and get into danger, or people look at you like an easy target. Being sensitive means that you could also be having the most joy out of anybody in a room. Being sensitive means that you could have such amazing curiosity for things. Being sensitive means that you are in touch with your intuition. So you can actually protect yourself more than people who are not sensitive, because you can see a lie, you can feel a lie, you can feel bullshit, you can feel danger from way earlier on, from a mile away, compared to someone that is not tapped into their sensitivity, not tapped into their emotions. And the thing is that we learn to disregard our emotions or put them aside or think that they're weak because the people that are telling us this are actually well-meaning. They want to help us, they want to protect us, but they themselves have been conditioned to think that emotions and sensitivity are weak. But if you look at their lives, they might not actually be very tapped into feeling these joy feelings, these joy emotions, this curiosity. It also actually helps us tap into manifestation. Like, the one of the most important parts of manifesting things is that you bring and you attract things and people in your life and opportunities in your life with the most ease and flow by feeling the feelings of what it is that you want. Because our bodies, our minds, they actually can't tell the difference between whether something is happening now or in the future. Because, if you're feeling the emotion of something, if you're feeling the emotion of having a lot of wealth or abundance, if you're feeling the emotion of having healing, if you're feeling the emotion of having the love of your life in your life, your body you can actually trick your body into thinking that it's happening now, even if it's not presently happening. And you can actually be in a vibration that attracts that to you. But if everyone around you is telling you not to feel, that you're too sensitive, to shut down those emotions, to not cry, you actually end up shutting down your ability to bring in those manifestation skills. You actually make your life harder. You make it going against the grain, going against the ease and flow, and it becomes more of a struggle. I actually heard this amazing quote the other day that if we don't let our eyes tear or cry, other organs in our body will do it for us. And that's not a pretty picture, because if you imagine your liver or your lungs or your heart doing the crying and doing the emotions, the actual process of that can be really, really harsh on your body because it's inside you, whereas your tears actually, the crying allows you to get the emotions out and it's therapeutic. But when you make your organs take on that crying or the tears or the sorrow or the grief, you actually hold it inside you and cause illness and often disease in your own body, when you could have just tapped into, how can I allow myself to feel and be okay with emotions and let it out? Now, some of you might be thinking, well, if it's that easy, why doesn't everyone do it? But the thing is, the reason that we don't tap into our emotions, why we don't want to feel, why we shut down our emotions, is because of past experience and the experiences of our ancestors and our parents that have taught them that it's scary to feel, that it can cause a lot of hurt and pain. And so we think that it's easier to shut everything down. But if we could understand that you can't be selective about what you shut down, you can't just shut down anger and fear and sorrow and then expect joy and elation and happiness and excitement to just show up. We have a range of emotions for a reason, and I know it's scary to feel the ones that feel so hard in our system or that we've had experiences in the past that we're like, I could not handle that anymore. I could not handle that fear or that shame or that guilt or whatever it was. But then you're cutting yourself off from also feeling the excitement and joy and laughter and, the goodness also from the emotions that are ones that you still want to experience and you don't want to shut down. I think that when I think about kids and parents thinking that they're protecting their kids by telling them not to cry and to shut down their emotions and to not be so sensitive, I think that the missing piece actually is it's going about it the wrong way, because you're trying to shut down something that could be really empowering for that child, instead of giving them tools on how to set healthy boundaries. So if you're feeling that your child is going to be taken for granted or taken advantage of if they're so sensitive, teach them healthy boundaries. Teach them how to say what they need, how to voice their opinion, how to say no, how to trust that what they feel is actually valid. Because the more that you tell a child, or anybody actually, that their feelings should be shut down, it's like you're telling that person that you don't trust that they can make a right decision, and that they shouldn't trust their body and their intuition and their feelings either. And this can be so handy, not just in, school and children and our family lives, but in business as well. Like, if you tapped into your feelings and your emotions when someone came to your business, if you're a business owner and you're hiring someone, they might have an amazing resume, but it's not until you see them in person and get a sense of their energy and listen to your intuition and feel what it feels like to have that person around you, that actually you can know whether they are a good fit for the company. And you can sense that. But if you are not tapped into your feelings, you might make some wrong decisions in hiring people because their resume looks so impressive, but you haven't actually felt, if their values, if their energy actually fits the vision of your business and what you're aiming to do with your company. It's the same thing with dating. Like if you end up, there have been people that have been dating someone for a very long time and things just didn't go well, or they found out that that person was completely different than what they thought they were, and it blows their mind, like how could they not have known? But then when you start asking and digging in deeper and you ask those people, but were there ever any signs? Like, did you ever feel anything? And most of the time people say that almost right from the start there were signs, there were red flags, there was like this feeling, but they didn't trust it. They didn't listen to it because they thought they were being too picky, or they thought they were being too emotional, or they thought, or maybe even that person who they were dating told them that they were being like too emotional or too, like they were overreacting. But again, someone that loves you, someone that cares about you, they're not going to actually shut down what what you're feeling. But it has to start with you first. You have to take ownership of the fact that emotions and feeling and intuition are really empowering, and you have a right to them. You already have them, and they're actually really helpful. And like I said, sometimes it's the people that love us the most that tell us to shut those emotions and feelings down. But it's also because they have been conditioned to think that way and to be fearful of their emotions. But you don't want to cut that out. You want to be able to sense, you want to be able to feel, because then you can make right decisions and you don't have to waste a lot of time because you realize months or years down the line that you made a wrong decision. Our intuitive knowing is usually right. And when we keep listening to it, the more we do it, the more we're telling it we trust it, and the more we are practicing how to trust ourselves. And that can be felt from other people. When you trust yourself and you have strong boundaries within yourself without even having to say them out loud, you just embody having strong boundaries and knowing yourself and trusting your intuition, you automatically actually bring the right people into your life, because the wrong people, the people that would manipulate you, the people that make a living out of taking people for granted, would not even approach you because they could sense it on you. And you also would never go for what they're doing or what they're saying or fall for what they're trying to sell you or give you, because you would sense it right away, and you would know to trust your senses, and you would know that your being sensitive is a superpower, not a weakness. In my next video, I'm going to talk more about how this connects really well to dance, how dance was a big part of me learning how to tap back into my feelings and emotions and my intuition, and how that happens. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week.